Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, where timeless spiritual principles meet modern day success. I am Gloria Grace Rand, founder of Align to Shine Academy, where we empower women over 50 to embrace their divine purpose and shed limiting beliefs so they can create a life filled with self love and meaningful connections. And today I want to talk about the fact that your thoughts shape your reality. Actually, not even just your thoughts, your emotions as well shape your reality. And when you realize the power that that carries, you can create the life of your dreams. You can, even though there may be chaos going on around you. You get to decide what you want to do, and that concept was really brought home to me today when I was reading the daily word from Unity, and their word of the day is reflection. And here's the I'm going to read to you the message because I like to share these with you. So it says, "My life experience reflects my thoughts and feelings. When I'm inwardly joyous, the smiles and glad responses of those I meet are reflected to me. If occasional thoughts of anger, resentment, or fear enter my mind, I will likely see those reflected as well. As I become aware of the thoughts I need to change, I let them go with a willing heart. And soon I will again see the reflection of joy and gratitude shining back to me from others. With confidence and strength, I live with enjoyment and vitality. I hold an optimistic vision of beneficial outcomes and keep my mind open to new possibilities of good. When I radiate positivity, happiness and harmony are reflected to me." And as I was reading that part, especially about the thoughts of anger and resentment, it brought to mind my dearly departed mom, because she was a lovely woman, a very strong woman, awesome in a lot of respects, taught me a lot, taught me how to read, frankly, when I was only 3 years old, and instilled the love of reading into me. And she also had a not so great habit of holding on to resentment and anger, especially for a couple of people in our family. and and actually the thing I'm thinking about, well, that also so then when she would express that, that is often what she got back as well. But I'm also thinking of here's just a silly thing, is that we would go out to eat at a restaurant, and she would find something wrong with the meal, and then it just kind of got to be a habit where whenever we went out to eat, she would find something wrong with the meal. And I think it's because she had that, unfortunately, this preconceived notion that she was going to find something wrong with the meal. And as someone who's also studied the law of attraction, we're all energetic beings. And so the energy that we put out there, whether it is joyful energy or it's fear-based energy or anger or gratitude and love, whatever we are transmitting through our thoughts and our feelings, that is going to get reflected back to us. We are going to attract that because like resonates with like. And I know there's a better scientific term for that, and I should really know it because I've been reading up on a lot of quantum physics lately. It's really cool stuff. So what comes down to is the importance of choosing your thoughts and choosing what emotions you want to have. And just case in point, about, let's see, 5 minutes ago or so, I was getting ready I'm getting my live stream going here on StreamYard. And I also record my podcast using StreamYard. And I have set up different brands in StreamYard. So one is for my podcast, and I have different backgrounds and things like that. And then I have one called Wisdom Wednesday. Well, I couldn't change to Wisdom Wednesday. It was like it was stuck on my podcast, and I was getting a little frustrated. I'm human. Okay, I have emotions, and sometimes and things don't go right, you can be triggered. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? I'm like, it's like the clock is ticking and I'm getting ready to go live and this is not working. So I decided, okay, take a breath, because I always recommend to my clients, whenever things are stressing you out, just take a breath. And I said, let me log out, come back in again. Like whatever it is, with computers, whatever, it's like when in doubt, reboot or turn it off or something. And sure enough, as soon as I did that, got back in, boom, I was able to get back to the background that I wanted to see. So just to show you, here's the generic one. Here's for my podcast, and see, it pops up the little banner there. But this is what I wanted to do for this. So I wanted to have this nice blue background, and this was totally unintentional, but I matched my book, I've noticed today. So I've got the kind of the teal that's in the corner there, and then I've got dark blue, because I'm in Florida. Now, thankfully, I'm in Central Florida, and it's not as cold as all you wonderful folks who live up north have it, but it's still chilly for me. I'm spoiled. I've been living in Florida for a very long time now, and I prefer warm weather, not chilly weather. And so I'm chilly today. So layers. Okay. So this is my point, and I'm not going to belabor this with a long drawn out lesson today, but I do encourage you to think about the thoughts thoughts become things is a wonderful phrase that Mike Dooley, he's an awesome author and speaker that I pay attention to. I've got several of his books, and that's his big thing. Thoughts become things, and it's true. And your thoughts and your emotions not only become things, but again, this whole point today is about reflection, is that it then gets reflected back to you. So if you want to experience a world, you want your business to be one that is full of growth and happiness and joy and gratitude, then you need to be focusing in and setting the intention each day that is how you want to go through your day. And recognize, like I experienced a little while ago, that things won't always go right. There are things that are going to come up, and you're going to be challenged. And so in those challenges is your opportunity. It is your opportunity to then say, okay, how am I going to deal with this? And there's lots of different ways that you can do it. Again, breathing is a really good thing, because when you get stressed, you start operating from the primitive part of our brain. I forget what it's called. But when you can take a breath, it gives gives yourself chance to calm down, and it stirs up, I think, different hormones in the body. And then you are able to operate from a place of more calmness, and where you can start to think more logically and say, okay, this is what happens. What can I do about it? And sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. And you also have to then be able to just let go of it, and figure out maybe what you can do. But if you keep up this, fear and anger or frustration feelings, then it's going to be a lot harder to solve whatever problem you're faced with. So instead, it's about, finding ways to be able to calm yourself down and get out of that mood, and to be able to then think more logically rather than emotionally, because we are emotional creatures. That is who we are. And we have to be able to learn how to manage that. And then on the flip side, of course, if you want to be able to attract and have reflected back to you wonderful conversations with people and wonderful opportunities to come your way, that will happen as well when you kind of get yourself into that zone of really being positive and uplifting. And here's another example. Yesterday, I was working on updating the welcome message for my Align to Shine Academy, which is going to be happening again at the end of February. And I was, going through there and rewriting it and tweaking it and editing it, and I was having a good time doing it because I do love to write. I love to coach and I love to write. And so I was in this groove and everything was, turning out really great, and I'm very happy with it. And then I went back onto LinkedIn and was just happened to see I had a message, and it was from a wonderful woman who uh, saw my interview that I had done recently on the divine feminine. No, oh, I keep messing up the title of it. Okay, I will find out. Sacred Divine. That's what it is. I think it's called The Sacred Divine. Anyway, it's with Keith McNally and Noemi Barish. Awesome, awesome podcast. I was a guest on it recently, last week, as a matter of fact. And so she commented about that, and she said that she was going to order my book, and that she wanted to connect with me because she really feels like I might be able to help her. And I mean, holy moly! I mean, that just made my day. Number one, that she was going to even buy my book. That was pretty cool. But that she also wanted to talk with me. And then I actually saw on my email later that she had actually gone ahead and scheduled an appointment. So we're going to be chatting next week. So that was totally unexpected, but I think I opened up a room in the universe for that to happen because I'm not sure if that's the right phrase I want to use, but you know what I mean. Uh, I made way for that to be reflected back to me because I was in a good zone. I was having fun. I was, writing and being creative. And so when you can have those feelings, when you can, get that type of energy going in your body, then it reflects, you have then goodness reflected back to you. So I encourage you, right now there's still a lot of stress going on. A lot of people are stressed out about what's going on in our country, and I get it. And I'm trying hard not to allow it also to stress me out. So I have to let go and let God. And that's one other point I want to tell you about, is that in my book, I share something called the love method. And it is about letting go, and letting go of stress, letting go of attachment to outcomes, and just putting it in God's hands, source's hands, universe hands, whatever your belief is, but just trusting that everything is going to work out in divine order, even if it might take longer than you would prefer. Because, yeah, there are some things we don't have control over. You can only control your thoughts, your emotions. You can't control anybody else's. And I think that's one of the things I think in the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think he talks about something like that. So you have to control your own thoughts and feelings, and then decide how you want your life to look like. And then choose the words and the thoughts and the feelings that are going to match that frequency, and then see what comes your way, because I bet you're going to find wonderful things coming your way. So, one last thing I want to share with you. The other part of the daily word that Unity always has is they always include an affirmation. And so I love this one because this really does reflect the word reflection. So the affirmation is, life gives to me as I give to life. Let me say that again. Life gives to me as I give to life. So maybe that's a writer downer. And put that up somewhere where you can see it. I think I may do that actually. Whoa. Okay, that was interesting. Oh, StreamYard's being a little wacky today. Okay. All right. I think that's my cue to end this live stream. So thank you for watching and for listening today. And I will be back again next week, and hopefully everything will be working wonderfully. So 12 p.m. Eastern time, tune in whether you're watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. I will be here with another Wisdom Wednesday. So take care, everyone.